everyone, and welcome to our special segment on the recent protest demonstrations in Kenya by Gen Z against the Ruto government. My name is Ami-Adolphe.
And I am Tabitha. Today, we'll be hearing the thoughts of some of those who participated in the protest, and we will as well be having a political analyst who will help us understand the broader implications of these events much later. But now, let's hear from
Akoth, how has your experience been during these ongoing protests?
My experience with the demonstrations have been that which has brought so much political awareness to my mind and to my thinking. I've actually engaged more on social media than I would have ever done when it comes to politics. I've been able to engage more on civic education and just knowing exactly what my leaders are doing actively, which is something that I never used to do. And for that, I am proud. I have been part of the revolution, and I am absolutely proud of myself and absolutely proud of my fellow Generation Z friends and everyone that surrounds me.
And so, Akoth, what motivated you to join the demonstrations? But again, can you tell us what have been your hopes and fears following the protests?
Motivated to join into the demonstrations because I felt some deep sense of urgency that I needed to be part of this revolution that pushes our leaders to address issues that have been plaguing our society for a long time. Things like corruption, things like inequalities, things like opulence have been mentioned. And my hopes following the protest are that we will actually see a meaningful political and social change because we have pushed for it enough. If this is really a listening government, then we should see things like reduced corruption. And I'm foreseeing a future where the youth's voices are heard, everybody's voice is generally heard, and we are able to resolve things without turning to violence. Then we can have a country.
And that was Akoth, a 26-year-old student who took part in the demonstrations. Let us now hear from another participant.
Bev. Have you been participating in the protests?
Actively, no, but I've been following up in the social media.
So what has been the general feeling during the demonstrations?
I've been feeling like people are being liberal instead of being realistic about these demonstrations. And people are, very naive because I normally say for you to go to war should be only pursued if there is likelihood of winning. So they are being used by the political classes, which is why I've not been part of it.
Okay, so what changes would you hope to see as a result of this protest? In the first place, do you think there will be a change?
There is nothing like change, but change has been there because the results of protest we've seen, the political classes have merged. The protest was not for the Gen Zs or for the people, but to create job opportunities for the fellow politicians. And I think that is the change we've seen so far. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Bev, for that brief feedback. Now we get to hear about Dr. Mukua, a political analyst, to give us some context on these protests.
Let's start the party.
Good morning, Dr. Mukua. Can you provide us with some context on the reasons behind these protests?
Well, Kenya has many young, educated people graduating from many universities in Kenya every year, and most of them end up having no jobs. And the reasons why there are no jobs is that there's a lot of corruption in government. So young people see this corruption and then they are told there are no jobs. So they have a right and they feel offended that they find themselves jobless, but also their public funds are wasted, and therefore they have taken it upon themselves to right these wrongs.
A lot of corruption in this government, but how has the government responded to the protests so far?
Well, unfortunately, the government hasn't done the right thing. It has killed a few of the young people, injured some, arrested some, abducted some, and also created a lot of fear among these Gen Zs. and therefore many have withdrawn without really understanding or seeing how their grievances have been addressed. Therefore, I'll say the government has managed to get the young people out of the streets, but I doubt it has really responded to their grievances.
Thank you for joining us in this special segment. Until next time, stay informed and stay engaged. Bye-bye.